News, and I am live to discuss a fight that is actually happening. That's right. I call it the Battle of the Titans. Why? Because we got two guys, massive in size, getting it on, coming strong, dropping bars, throwing bombs. Listen, these guys are throwing punches, not palms. uh, just working out at the park, you know. Before I do my thing, you guys come in, hit that like button. Beautiful day today. And I'm actually surprised that my sinuses, or should I say allergies, are not messing with my sinuses, right? And we're going to talk about, a bit more. We heard rumors. That's why I don't really make rumors too much a top topic, because they're rumors. What's the news? The news is what's happening. What's happening? Zhang is challenging Joyce. Once beaten, once controversial beating or defeat of Zhang, taking on undefeated 15-0, 14 KOs, no losses, no draws, Joyce. I just seen the face-off, you guys. If you have seen it, I don't know if you have. Put a clip of it on my channel. Did a little breakdown. It looks good, because this is pure. Why is it pure? Because you got two guys from two different places, right? You got them from two different places. They don't really understand each other. Zhang doesn't really speak English. He speaks more English than Joyce speaks Chinese. Cool, Mandarin. But, you're just going to see what happens. It's going to be raw, physical assault. And Zhang, I've been watching some of his fights. He's an aggressive guy in spots. Now, I will give you guys tomorrow the fight prediction. I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to talk about how hard I think these guys punch. And believe it or not, I think Joyce punches hard. He's a big guy, so he punches hard by default. So don't get it twisted. Is he the biggest puncher? I don't think he's the biggest puncher. I just think he punches really hard, and I think his gift is he can punch really hard and he can keep up the punch volume of how he punches. Let's hit that like button. When you guys come in, let's hit that like button, because that notifies YouTube that I am live, that I do have subscribers that want to support me. And I think YouTube wants to do their job. So help YouTube help me by hitting the like button. And since I've started that sentence, the guys that did hit the like button, thank you very much. But back to Joyce. Joyce can punch like that all night. So let's say Joyce, from a scale from 0 to 100, okay? Let's say Joyce, Palmer, what's up, brother? Counter punch to you. Salute, Kurt, and from the UK. Salute to you and the UK. Now listen, boxing fan, what's up, brother? Counter punch to you. Let's say Joyce punches at, let's say he punches at 73%, right? Joyce engine may win this, okay? That engine, speaking of which, let's say that 73%. Let's say someone hits you at 73% all night long, or should I say, he's going to punch you at 73%, right? as long as the fight lasts. And he does that, and he doesn't stop punching you at 73%. What do you think that means to you or to the opponent? Ask Skip. Member! Where there were rumors about AJ fighting Zhang, people were saying that AJ was picking an easy fight. But when Joyce is fighting him, they love it. Hypocrites, I say. Ask Skip. Let me say this, all right? You can't give Joshua too much credit because he didn't fight him. And according to Joyce, if you guys seen that interview, I did make a video about it. It was one of those videos or those topics that I intended to and just didn't do it. But I'm going to cover it now. So like to hear it, here'd go. Now, Joyce accused Joshua of ducking Zhang. He didn't want to fight Zhang. And he had a choice to fight Zhang because he could have fought Zhang in China, right? But he didn't. And that's what Joyce was bringing up. He was like, well, look, I'm fighting the guy that you refused to fight. And, I don't think it's unbelievable. Why? Because Joshua just got beat by a southpaw twice back to back, right? So since he got beat back to back by a southpaw, people, and we've heard Joshua say, if Usyk was an orthodox fighter, I would destroy him. Well, that just shows you that he doesn't like southpaws. And it also shows you that being beat by a southpaw twice back to back, maybe there's a phobia or a hesitancy of him not wanting to get his ass back in there with southpaws. Make sense? So when Zhang's name did come up, a big 6'6", hard-hitting southpaw Chinaman, right? Maybe that was the situation where, and that was a deal breaker for Joshua saying, you know what, I'm tired of these southpaws. That's probably why he didn't fight Otto Vailene. Remember that? Otto Vailene and Dmitry Salida begged for that fucking fight. They begged for the Joshua fight. Every other boxing scene, Boxing Social, Boxing 24, WBN Boxing, all of these out, hell, Yahoo Boxing, they love Joshua, right? So all of these outfits, all of these platforms, all of these magazines and these websites, they were there wanting the fight, promoting, begging, pleading, right, for a Joshua fight. Bars. Zhang is a beast. Boxing fan says, forget about AJ for now. This is Joyce Spotlight, bro. Boxing fan. It's all about Joyce, and we're going to talk about Joyce. We're going to go in depth about Joyce because, see, Joyce is a guy, man, that if anybody should be complaining, it's that mother sucker right there. And he's done some complaining, and we're going to do some counterpunching on the complaints that he's made lately, okay? John Sabisky, big up CP, big up to you, John. Ask Skip, boxing fan, I'm just calling it out. People said Zhang was horrible, but as soon as Joyce is fighting him, it's a good fight. Well, okay, to just shine a light on Joshua for a second, just for a second. Joshua was originally one of the three-headed dragons. He was one of the guys that, hey, we want to see you fight either this dude or that dude. It was two. Tyson came back, it became three. Andy Ruiz wasn't there long enough for it to become four. But Usyk was, but then guess what? Joshua wasn't. So it wasn't a four anymore. It was just back to three. Now it's Fury. Now it's Usyk. Now it's whoever the hell wants to be there. Okay? So those heads have been... A lot of people, if you're a fan of this fighter, you could say, well, Wilder's still there. Or, well, hey, what about Joyce? Joyce he could fit that plug. He could fit that slot, right? He could put that head on that dragon. He could be a part of the other two. He could be, but he has to do more. What does he have to do? He has to beat one of the three. That's why Andy was kind of put there until they found out he had no neck and they kicked him out. Kidding, guys. Jokes. But no. So people expect Joshua to fight bigger names. That's what I'm saying, okay? to make that point. And since he's not, and if it was Joyce, it ain't big enough for Joshua. Joshua's a name. Joshua's a guy that you expect him to do more. You expect, okay, you lost, shit, what are you going to do? Okay, you're not a champion no more, so good, fight Wilder. So if it ain't Wilder, because his standards or expectations are up here, why? Because they always been there. Okay? Win, lose, or draw. He's fighting the best. Usyk is the best fighter in the world. There's really no shame of getting beat by the best fighter in the world. You know, that's why I don't shit on guys like Ricky Hatton. You know, I don't shit on guys like that come up short because they're just not better than the best guys. There's always somebody better than you. It's okay. It's okay to lose. You got to have a loser and a winner. Right? So there you go. So when Zhang's name come up for Joshua, people are going to look at that like that anyway. Joyce is a guy that he is not expected to fight the best because he hasn't got the opportunity to fight the best. He's just fought whoever's in front of him. So when Joyce fights him, it's a different perception. Just like it is now. Everybody's like, oh, who's you fighting Zhang? No, they're not saying that type of shit. Why? Because he doesn't have an expectation pool to make. Okay? He doesn't have that quota. He doesn't have that. Joyce is fighting and beating people up that are supposed badasses. That's what he's doing. And Joyce is taking these supposed badasses out of the game. So if he does the same Saturday, that'll be another name that you can go or right? I am happy we got focus away from those clown fest of Fury. Yeah. See, Fury's winning the hiding. He's winning the hiding. So good for him. He needs to. He needs to go somewhere, chill out with his family, enjoy his newborn baby, and shut the fuck up. Because that's it. He's on the redemption list, and if he wants to come off, he knows what to do. So that's that. Joyce beating Zhang isn't a formality. Zhang looked the bigger man in the face-off. Yeah, he did, man. Zhang looked bigger than Joyce. He looked bigger than Joyce, bro. He did. I think Zhang's a good fighter, but it was a risk for Joshua. But Joshua has nothing now. He don't have to take big risks. Well, yes, he does. You got to take big risk. You know why he does? Because guys once upon a time, like Dillian White, took big risk. Yeah. Erzism, love you back, brother. Ty Babel, salute, bro. Salute to you. Boxing fan, Red Bull. DW, he will be back, and when he does, he will put him back down. Afro Jam. People are underestimating the importance of strength in this fight. Okay? Everyone talking about stamina and chin. Yeah. But strength can stop all that if it's strong enough, if it's powerful enough. But then again, if you have a good enough chin, you can get up, resist, overcome, adapt, adjust. So if Zhang, see, here's the thing, Afro Jam, based on what you're saying is, that's all you need. That's all you need sometimes. But see, given someone that doesn't have a chin, that doesn't have stamina, right? They may, or they will fade against someone with brute strength. But with someone that does have those attributes, like stamina, like a chin, what will really happen? Okay, what will really happen is this, okay? They may or may not be able to withstand that person with just that brute strength. So if they can, and that's all that person has, they're more than likely mincemeat. Why? Because if someone only has strength, you're now having to deal with what else they don't have. And what don't a fighter has is the thing that they need. So if that other guy, like Joyce, at punching at possibly 73%, hitting that guy with no chin, with no stamina, with no skill, with no ring IQ, with no experience, just power, his hour will be the last hour. His hour will be very bad for him. Very bad for him. Because Joyce will beat that guy into oblivion. Yeah, I can take your punch, but let me see if you can take mine. That's why a lot of times when you got a guy like a Julian Jackson or a Edgar Berlanga or a Jeff Lacey or a guy that has this awesome power, there's always something else to that person that you don't know anything about. Yeah. There's always something to that person, even a Michael Grant. Michael Grant was this huge 6'8" fighter that this cat was beating everybody up. He had this vicious size. You know, even Ika Barabucci, which I am still doing this video. I'm doing a documentary on that. So I'm going to post it everywhere. But yeah, it's going to be fire. I'm going to put some real stank in it. But he didn't really want to fight Michael Grant. Okay. Michael Grant was a guy that was supposedly one of the new upcoming badasses. He was huge, right? He was actually before the Klitschko's, okay? Then before they took power, okay? He got taken out by Lennox Lewis. Big up England, big up, right? So, yeah, but what happened to him? They found out this mother sucker don't have a chin. Yeah, as strong as he was, as big as he was, as powerful as he was, as confident as he was, he did not have a chin. He did not. So as soon as somebody caught him, Z's people. Don't get me wrong. I've always liked Zhang. He's a good fighter, but hypocrisy needs to be called out. Well, again, I've already covered that about AJ. People expect AJ to do more than other fighters because he's done more than other fighters. That's it. Zhang is very good at cutting off the ring. Well, good. I don't think he has to cut off the ring with Joe Joyce, though. Joe Joyce ain't running. Joe Joyce is coming right at him. And we'll see who moves who. But I can tell you Zhang looked bigger than that face-off. I can tell you that. You think Joyce will get dropped here? I don't know. But I know Joyce has been dropped before, boxing fan. You live streaming in the daylight in my country, it's 22:43. So that's 10 o'clock at night, almost 11. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? This world is so big, you can have night one place and then day another place and one day there and then another day there. It's awesome. Kurt, are you doing a live stream on Saturday? St. Don in the building. Yes, sir. I'm going live for that fight. I got to. It's a heavyweight fight, and I think it's going to be one hell of a night of fighting, and I think it should be more promoted. That's why I'm ditching out more Zhang Joyce content. Joyce content. Zhang content. Whatever pertains to Joyce, whatever pertains to Zhang. That's what I'm doing. Okay? So, because that's the fight that should be promoted more because it's actually happening. See, this is how we keep boxing alive. We keep boxing alive by promoting the fighters that actually sign the contract, by promoting the fighters that are actually fighting, that are actually putting their lives on the ring. You do, guys, you do understand that 9.9996% of the time, fighters are not the same when they go out as when they went in. Something changes. Fracture, tear, brain cells destroyed. When you get hit in the head, you know how many brain cells you lose? People don't really realize that. Let me walk up and don't see this tree and get whacked upside the head with a tree. I'm going to kill a bunch of brain cells doing that. Fury is too ashamed to show his face. I thought Kurt was from the UK for some reason. Huh. Do I speak with an accent? South Wales Matt. AJ saved heavyweight boxing. Now just look at the paydays they're getting now without him. Well, South Wales, actually, that was going to be a video. That's going to be a video for tomorrow. And I have a nice little breakdown. But in short, yes, that is true. People wouldn't make the money that they made. And I have a great comparison of before AJ and after AJ. And I don't mean back in the 90s, because you can't compare what people made in the 90s with Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis and Vitali. You know, you like even David Tua. You can't even compare those days because those are different eras of time. All right. But I have one coming soon on that. Richard S. Member. Joyce risking his WBO mandatory spot against Zhang. That's what we need to see in the heavyweight division. More risk taking. Richard S., you are absolutely right. And people don't understand that Joe Joyce is the interim WBO champion. He didn't have to take that fight. He did not have to at all. He could have took an easier fight. He could have. So, yeah, like a lot of these fights. Now, here's the thing. Zhang fought Hrgovic. Hrgovic and Zhang, right, fought for a particular position. Now, to be fair, Zhang lost. So that's why he's fighting to get where he once was, or to get where he wants to be. And that's at a position of championship status, right? Possibilities, opportunities. But will Daniel Daniel Dubois is getting his shot. Okay, so we can't even talk about Dubois. Or hopefully he'll get his shot, which I think he will. But Hrgovic, let's see if Hrgovic does the same shit. Let's see if Hrgovic fights someone that may or may not be dangerous enough to take where he's at. Imagine Hrgovic fighting someone unknown and get knocked out. Let's see if Hrgovic fights Mark Madoff. Aslanbek Mark Madoff, right? Let's see if he fights someone like that. What's up, Kurt? Dan XXX Dante 141 XX. What's up, Kurt? Do you think Fury should be forced to vacate the belt? At some point, yes, I think so. But to be fair, Mauricio Suleiman had a tournament between Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz fought Luis Ortiz, beat Luis Ortiz to become in that race. Deontay Wilder beat his sparring partner, the Nordic Nightmare, right? Helenius. So he beat Helenius. Ruiz beat Ortiz, and they're not fighting. So if Tyson Fury doesn't fight Andy Ruiz, he should just vacate, because that's not a voluntary. The voluntary came from Derek Chisora. He voluntarily fought Chisora, beat him up, gave him $2 million, and that was that. However, at this point, if he doesn't fight Andy Ruiz, they need to consider stripping him for that WBC belt, or he needs to retire and give up the WBC belt. Okay? So that's what I feel. I mean, that's only right. I'm not saying anything hatery or hater-wise or nothing like that, right? So I think that if he doesn't fight Andy and he fights some person that we never heard of, they need to get rid of him. He needs to leave the sport, or he needs to vacate. Hope Joyce wins and annoys the AJ fans. I don't see how I'm annoyed if Joyce wins. You know? I don't see how that would annoy him, but, you know, maybe some fanatics. See, the thing about, man, some people, though, some fans can be so annoying. I mean, I don't care who you are. You know, like, I have a person that is so hell-bent. Like, if you have a fighter that you're a fan of, and that fighter cannot do anything wrong in your eyes, I don't want to talk to anybody like that. Because everyone should be criticized, and everyone damn near can be criticized. Does that make sense? We got 75 people watching. Let's get 75 likes. Let's go. We have, 55 more to go then. Let's hit that like button. But understand, everyone can and should be criticized. No one is above criticism. No one is above getting talked about. Sticks and stones and punches can break my bones, but words should not hurt me. We're in a society today where something you say, you can get canceled, you can get shut down, you can get annexed, you can get damn near deleted. You can even be killed by something you're saying. Even me, look, I had my YouTube channel shut down a little over 2.5 years ago, right? Because of something I was saying. And I thought that was absolutely crazy. You know, I was ready to go to court for this shit. It was crazy. It was crazy. But no, but I don't see how, if you have Joshua fans that get mad because Joyce wins, I don't really know what they're fans of. You know, because let's put it this way. That reminds me, what that means is it's like this. So if Joyce lost to Zhang, that means AJ fans should be happy. But why? What the fuck does that have to do with Joshua? I don't understand certain fans. Because it reminds me of when Joshua got his ass waxed in Madison Square Garden by Andy Ruiz. He got caught by the punch from the gods. Right? And then you had all these, you had all these Wilder fans happy as shit. Oh, they were happy. They were happy as shit. You had Wilder happy as shit. And I'm like, wait a minute, Wilder, what the fuck are you happy about? You should be mad as fuck, dickhead. They offered you $100 million to fight the fucking unified champion, and you turned it down, you and your advisor. Right? So why in Hades are you so happy? You know what I mean? Like, you should supposed to be kicking shit over, ready to burn your fucking house down because you missed your opportunity to knock or to stop this guy and take all the belts and to make a shitload of money doing it. I don't understand it. That just shows me that that's not being a fan of anybody, St. Don. You know what I think that is? And company. You know what I think that is, guys? I think that's just envy. I think that's envy, and envy breeds hatred. So, well, should I say envy comes from hatred, right? Haters. But you're envious because you don't like to see people do good. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, if you hate the idea of someone winning, something's wrong with you. That has nothing to do with you being a fan of someone else. That's just you hating on the next person. I never get that. You don't have to be a fan or hate another guy to be a fan of some other guy or a person, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Have you heard Joshua rumored to fail a PE test? I seen that shit. That's not rumored. That's some troll that has about 5,000 subscribers. No disrespect to anybody that has 5,000 subscribers, but he's a smaller channel, right? And that smaller channel hates Joshua. He's a hater. He's a Joshua hating channel. I would make a video about it, but I don't want to give the bastard clout. I've seen that shit because I was scrolling through watching TV and seen that. Dude, if AJ failed a drug test, that would be the same as, that would probably be bigger than Canelo failing a drug test. You know what it would be like for Joshua to fail a drug test? It would be like finding out Manny Pacquiao failed one. Why? Because Manny Pacquiao is a reputed accused guy of being on something, taking the juice, taking the pills, on the stuff, right? He's taking that Ben Johnson juice. He's taking that WWF powder, right? That's what that would be. That's bullshit. And that's like, I look at channels like that no different than I look at the same silly son of a bitches that put out celebrity death hoax. See, it made me mad yesterday, or last week, because these people are putting out celebrity death hoax, just like these guys are putting out fake news. So it is what it is. AJ versus Wilder would be very interesting to see. No belts needed. No, they don't need any belts. because they're former champions. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. I wouldn't care. You know, I wouldn't care if they had a belt or not. You know, I mean, that's just another thing not to argue about, isn't it? So we're looking at an idea of two guys, undisputed, or former undefeated, former champions, right? Former badasses. Well, you can't say former badasses. They're still fighting, right? Let's see them get on. The champions of yesteryear coming to fight today, and the fight is here. AJ Wilder should have happened 4 or 5 years ago. Yep, just like Spence and Crawford. I agree. CBB bars. MP says, boxing fan, Joshua ain't pay-per-view or a stadium fighter anymore. I doubt that shit. Joshua is a stadium fighter. It's just Joshua is not putting himself in a situation to fight someone that's stadium or pay-per-view worthy. That's what you're overlooking, St. Don. Yeah, that motherfucker is stadium. See, that narrative's bullshit anyway. Oh, well, he ain't the same. Well, he might not be the same. Now, you got that. But saying that he's not a hot commodity anymore, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? He ain't an Adrian Broner yet. But is he going down that avenue? Is Adrian Broner? Yeah, he is. But is he still desired? Is he still talked about? Sure he is. Kurt, you're too funny, my man. Energized. Don't matter. He still earned more than Fury and Wilder in their biggest paydays. Come from Joshua. They both ruined it. Well, let's look at it like this. Fury and Wilder sacrificed the biggest paydays of their career to sabotage one man by fighting each other. That's the only way that you can look at that. Because there's no other fight bigger. They smothered the fight that they could make. Wilder admitted that he smothered or overlooked that fight trying to fight Tyson Fury again. Why the fuck did he do that? I don't know. Right? So, but was it smart? No, it was dumb as shit. It was dumb. Tyson Fury did the same thing in 2021. That's it. They should have made that damn fight, but I don't think they intended on making that fight. But you know what? I'm not going to go there with those cats. Joyce, let's talk about him, right? It's about Joyce. It's going to be Char, we all know. Yeah, Char might be in there. If Tyson Fury fights Emmanuel Char, they need to strip him. They need to strip him like the IBF strips their fighters. But, you know, we have a chicken shit politician, Mauricio Suleiman, that will create some dumb fucking reason why they won't. And they should. But Joyce, Zhang, bang, Zhang, right? So listen, Joyce has a bone to pick with people. He's mad. And you know, Joyce is, I'm kind of angry because you got Daniel Dubois ahead of me and Hrgovic. They're getting the opportunity before me. And kind of frustrating, isn't it? Because I beat Daniel Dubois easy. So it is what it is. Zhang has a better chin than Joyce. People are parroting media talking points. Okay, so we got to see. Fabian Cameroon, member. Well, Kurt, hello. It's been a while. Let's talk about the juggernaut who wants to walk through all heavyweights. Let's see if he can. Don't quit the day job. The impressions are terrible. Okay, well, thank you for your opinion. Like Floyd says, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Joyce will beat Clubber Zhang KO in the late rounds. That could happen. Why wouldn't it happen? Why shouldn't it happen? Unless Zhang got that bang. Joyce will beat Clubber Lang. Shakur Stevenson will retire undefeated. Shakur Stevenson would probably retire once undefeated, and then he would come back. The Juggernaut is the toughest test for anyone. I did that. He's a tough test, but he ain't the tough for every single person. Because see, what I realized about Joyce, all you have to do is be faster than Joyce and more disciplined than Joyce, but but be prepared and conditioned. You can beat Joyce. Joyce is easy to beat. It's just because something, well, being simple is not easy because you have to keep doing the same thing. You have to counter him each time he comes in charging you. You have to counter him. You have to, when he comes to counter, you have to make him respect your space. And when you do that, you have to also use the ring, but you can't run. You can't elude or use your legs more than you use your fist, because the minute you do that, he's coming to get you. Let's get it straight. This will be two slow heavyweights punching each other. No way they have the speed to match Usyk or Fury. Joyce, though, to be fair, I don't know about Zhang, because Zhang, I didn't see Zhang with the punch output like he should. I didn't see that. But Joyce has some good timing. He ain't got to be the fastest to have good timing, but he times it in a weird way. See, timing is very tricky. See, if you know you're slower than a fighter, and that fighter is 1 to 2 notches, maybe 3 notches faster than you, he may hit you with a jab, a right hand, a left hook, but those 3 punches that he throws, if you can time your right hand to land right after he lands that left hook, and you're coming with that right, you can catch that guy solid. He did it to Joseph Parker. It's just Joseph Parker wasn't even fast as he used to be, but it didn't matter. He was faster than Joe Joyce. See, understand, these guys, oh, they're too slow. No, well, that means Joe Joyce should have an easier time then, because he doesn't have to time as strategic as he would with somebody faster. Somebody faster, you know what I mean? He's going to have to throw that shot once that first punch lands or before that first punch is even thrown. So he has to anticipate what that punch combination is going to be, because what happens, a guy with speed normally puts those punches together because he knows he has time. A guy that's fast cheats a lot. They do a lot of unorthodox stuff. They do a lot of unruly stuff that's not recommended, not unrecommended stuff, right? They may put their hands down more. They may, because they know, well, I see that punch coming because he's not that fast. But you fight or you punch a fighter that's faster than you, you punch within his punches. You're not really, you can't block if you're punching like this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times faster fighters, they disregard the other punch coming back. And it's almost like the mentality of being the rabbit and the hare. I'm sorry, the turtle and the rabbit, right? Where the rabbit knows I'm faster than you, I can win this race. So he's going to do all types of other shit besides win the race, So that's just arrogance. So what happens when a fighter just playing, bow, then he gets caught because he threw and disregarded what that fighter can do because he's slower. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Absolutely. The eyes can't hit. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Joyce's footwork and speed are his weak points. Well, at times, people think that shit until they start getting tired, throwing all those punches. But Joyce is still the same person. He's still coming. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Joyce is showing he is different animal to the others, makes him more respectable because he is getting on with it, unlike the others messing around. Well, we should respect Joe Joyce for the fighters that he's fought because, again, Zhili Zhang was a guy that a lot of people thought won and beat Hrgovic. Hrgovic went on, but Zhili Zhang had to take this fight, okay? Zhang and Joyce are in two different situations. Zhang is trying for redemption because he wants where Joyce is. Joyce was already in that position by knocking out Joseph Parker. He didn't have to take that Zhang fight. He didn't have to fight him at all. Yeah, he looked serious. He fought some good names, Joyce. Yeah. Then Dubois, he's getting his, but listen, Dubois is a guy that they're hyping because he's young, he's a hard hitter, and they're marketing him based on those facts, and Dubois, I think it will be one of the next guys, the next British fighters to fold. He will come up when everybody else retires. When Usyk retires, when Fury finally retires, Daniel Dubois may be a heavyweight champion. He may. Joyce is 37. He needs to move fast and is coming. Love to see him, champ. But we don't know. See, Joyce might fight to maybe age 45. That's 7 years from now. He might be consistent. Zhang, Parker, Dubois, Hammer, Jennings, Takam, Joyce has some good names. Yeah, absolutely. He's took out some guys, even though I think that Takam fight was stopped. But I mean, that's that UK referee bullshit. I think a lot of them are just too soft. They're not used to taking or seeing people getting that ass whooped. But understand, just because somebody's getting with someone in a fight, and in boxing matches, fights break out. Sometimes boxing matches are, oh, good, got me. That's just boxing, moving. That's boxing. Hit without getting hit. That's boxing. Fighting can happen too. Okay, now, if someone gets hurt in an exchange like that, okay, and they get hit 2 or 3 punches, oh shit, and they're against the ropes, and the guy comes on. That's not a fucking time to stop the fight each and every time a situation like that happens in the fight. I'm sorry. A lot of those UK refs, they need to get them the fuck out of there, because I don't think they're tough enough to give an account on how a true warrior his limit is. I don't think they know a true warrior's limit. I just don't think that. I think that's why these fighters are looking at these refs like, dude, are you smoking crack? What kind of shit are you doing? This guy hit me with 3 good shots and you stopped this shit? Are you serious? Did I buckle, bitch? Did I fall? Did I take a knee? Did you give me a standing 8, motherfucker? Did you do something for me? Bars. Right? I mean, these are the type of things that go through fighters' head, because that's what I'm thinking. Just because a guy's hurt, you have to see where a guy is. A guy doesn't have to be on the ground to take a fucking break. Oh, it's about Ika Barabucci, man, one of my favorite fighters. Freddie Roach shouldn't even be contemplating training him unless he's... Joyce does feel very old school. Reminds me of Lennox Lewis. Dubois is another version of Anthony Yard. Great prospect, but fall at a world level. We'll see. If you can't recall something that happened a few minutes ago, then you need to take a memory test. A lot of people are like that, man. Short term are shit. They're gone. It's gone. And it's wondering, like, okay, from 3 years, if you have a bad short term, but then you supposed to have a good long term. What long term are you remembering without remembering the short term? Like 5 years from now or 10 years from now? What are you actually retaining? Tariq, what's up, brother? OG Tariq, Philly. Fights with sticks, stones, and bottles in the streets of Philly is in the building. Counterpunch to you, brother. Counterpunch. Kurt, greetings from Kenya. Baptiste Kande. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. TIA Morapoka. Kurt, who's gonna win, Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia? I don't know. The UK refs still have baby Tyson on their mind. No one wants to be the ref that oversee another McClellan on the hand. Yeah, but listen, it's a fuck. Look, they're not stopping boxing, so you cannot stop refereeing. They ain't stopping knockouts. Like, you know what I mean? No. Get another job. Do something else. This isn't for you if you're going to stop and then you're ruining the possibility of someone's career and their expectations or their possibilities of being a champion or going to the next level because you don't know what that person had in store. You're just stopping the fight because you feel that this is too much. You may be a pussy. You may be soft. You may be a person, oh, I can't, oh, God, hey, stop. You may have bitch-like mentality, right? You may have a weak mindset. You know, he's basing it, well, if that was me. He's not you, motherfucker. He is him. I think these referees need to do courses, okay? They need to do courses on the upcoming boxers, and I think they need to study who the fuck they're refereeing, who they're in the ring with. I think this needs to happen because they need to know who they're dealing with. Can this guy take shots? Oh shit, this dude has a beard, so yeah, he can take that. So when you do get hit, someone gets hit from 3 or 4 punches, okay. You know, and see, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of times, you know, the referees may say, well, hey, I told him to show me something. Some of them don't even do that. They just wave it off. And here's the thing. Some referees are fucking lazy. What do I mean by that? If you're a lazy referee and you're tired of the spotlight and you're tired of pushing away 2 sweaty ass men and you see an opportunity to end the night for you, you may take that for you, not for that fighter. You don't give a fuck about it because you're tired of pushing these big bastards away. You may be 140 pounds or 165, and these are 2 heavyweights. So you may be tired of, break. Yeah. Oh shit, he got hit. Okay. Hey, here's my chance. Hey, fight's over. You know what I mean? Hello, Kurt, sending love from Sheffield. Mark, what's up, brother? Mark Owl in the building. Riddick Bowe's nickname after that was Rid Bowe. Exactly, Kurt. Some fighters have better tolerance to being put on their asses. Absolutely, St. Don. So they should do their research and they should do their homework on whoever they're in the ring with. Because they have to know what their tendencies are. They have to know what they're capable of. They have to know, you know, I mean, that's good and bad. They have to know also, is this a fucking dirty fighter? Will this guy throw a lot of rabbit punches? Will he throw a lot of kidney punches? Does he punch behind the belt? Does he bite your fucking ear off? Does he like elbows? Is he a holder and hitter? They need to know more about these fighters except just getting a check. I think they are responsible, or they should be held accountable to be more responsible, and I think they should be more knowledgeable of the people they're in there with. At least Bo vacated the belt. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, test of durability, but then you might base his durability on a sparring session you've seen. No, not a sparring session. Look at fucking fights. Fuck the sparring sessions. So you let him go for longer than should and develop brain damage. No. Watch fights. Fuck sparring. Watch fights. Fuck sparring. Ask it. Bo hit Galata several times in the back of the head before he started throwing those cheap shots. Oh, God. Oh, man. That brought back memories. Riddick Bowe versus Andrew Galata, 1 and 2. And you know, to be fair, Galata was kicking his ass. He was beating Riddick Bowe. And this mother sucker kept hitting him low. Bars! You're impressive. Dude, they jumped Galata one time. That shit was nasty. I mean, like, Riddick Bowe's whole team. They jumped him. That shit was funny, though, man. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was funny. They hit him with bottles and every fucking thing they could. Rags. And these fighters chose their own path. If they choose, if they're too tough to quit, then they should have the corner. Exactly. The corner could do that for them. The ref doesn't need to be that guy all the fucking time. I always see the same fucking UK refs. Hey, it's over, no. And they get jabbed in the fucking chest. Look, when these fucking fighters start punching them in their fucking face, they may stop. No, so, oh. A little too early. Yeah, I think so. But that was more on a humiliation tip, though. That wasn't because he didn't. Look. Yes, there's a damage factor. Yes. But there's also a factor of just really saving face. You got a Japanese guy, he knows about saving face. He knows about honor. His honor may have been to withstand whatever the American fighter can give him. But understand, this Japanese fighter was also undefeated. They hit him with the walkie-talkie. They hit him with everything, man. They fucked him up. Meanwhile, it's funny. Look, Riddick Bowe was like, he was holding this. He was like, give him some pack of ice and put it on his balls, man. He's done. Because Riddick Bowe was like, left nut, right nut, left nut, right nut. Dude, it was crazy. Ace 99 times. What's up, brother? Counterpuncher you. Rago, the artist in the building. The nature background on this video is damn classy. Respect, Kurt. Yeah, it's a beautiful day, man. Man, dude, it's a beautiful day. Bless this day. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for making this beautiful day. Because it's like, yesterday was kind of, But it shows you the difference, because it shows you the differences and how you should respect a beautiful day versus one that is not as so. I like the ref that enjoys seeing good shots and likes a fight like Steve Ellis. Steve Ellis, man, Steve, he knows, because he's in there. Bo's 50 years old, shady manager took Bo's money and his underage daughter. Damn, that's crazy. Who does Anderson beat right now from the top-ranked heavyweights? He can beat Andy Ruiz, I think. That's a big step up, but he can beat Andy Ruiz. I don't know about Frank Sanchez, but he can beat Andy Ruiz. He can beat, I wouldn't want to see that fight. He could beat Luis Ortiz. And see, this is the bad thing. Anderson fights on ESPN, right? Yeah, he's on ESPN, so that's good. Because I wouldn't want to fight out. Because see, Luis Ortiz will take that fight thinking he's fucking 40. Hatman thinks he'd beat Wilder. Dude, do you guys know anything about Hatman? Do you guys know anything about Hatman? Hatman could be fucking 6'5", 250 pounds, solid muscle. Like, he doesn't necessarily sound like he's a little dude now, does he? World title fights is where you expect ref to allow the fight to continue if it's well contested. If the fighter's just got a puncher's chance but out on his feet, save him. Yeah, you're supposed to save him. Hatman is doorman security. He's a big motherfucker then. You know what I mean? So, yeah, a big guy like that could more likely chin you. But understand, if you're 200 plus pounds or whatever, but especially if you're that weight or that size, You know? Yeah, you can probably knock some people the fuck out. Hat Man is definitely a bully bouncer. You know, actually, I used to do security when I was about 32, 33, 34, 35. Well, 30, 32, 33, 34. I did I was a security for private shows. So, yeah. A guy I trained martial arts with, shout out to John Cinco. He got me in that business. So, him and a guy named Destroyer. So, Destroyer was, he was second degree black belt, karate, and then Hapkido. So we trained all the fucking time. We learned all types of shit, so. Wilder versus Tim Witherspoon, the UK Olympics, is really the silver medalist. He got beaten by the Italian. That man gave Trevor Bryant a chance against Dubois. I mean, yeah, you give someone a chance until it doesn't happen. A chance is just a chance. That's like a flip of a coin. Just an opinion, people. Chill. But no. I mean, you don't especially people you don't see. You don't know what the fuck they look like. You know what I mean? Hat Man could be walking right there. I wouldn't know who he was, to be fair. Hat Man and Bruce Wayne could be walking right there. Unless you heard them talk. You're like, hey man, your voice sounds familiar. Joe Calzaghe versus Canelo Alvarez. That'd be a good fight. That'd be a really good fight. A really good fight, man. Dubois so overrated. He's only 6'4", but way stiffer than AJ. Well, honestly, I want to see Usyk fight Dubois so I can show you motherfuckers what styles are. And if he stops Dubois, don't say nothing. Okay? Don't compare fucking Dubois to AJ and no, because he's not an Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is a diminished fighter at this point. He's a fighter with some fucking problems. He wasn't always like that. And even when he was, they called him the robot, 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 robot. A poor man's AJ, maybe. But Dubois is Dubois, though. He's bigger. Dubois is naturally bigger than AJ. He's shorter, he's bigger. He's naturally bigger. AJ just lifts a lot of fucking weights. Dubois' sister does actually fight better. She's actually a better fighter than Dubois. I've said that many times. And Usyk is 3 fights away from being the best heavyweight of his era. Well, he wants to achieve greatness, and I respect him for that. Froch would beat Calzaghe. I don't know. I don't know if Froch would. Because you know why? Froch was getting beat by Jermaine Taylor. Right? Jermaine Taylor's ass ran out of gas. Bars. I was so angry, dude. Jermaine Taylor made me so fucking mad. I was drinking a bottle of Coors Light maybe, or Bud Light, because I used to drink that shit back then. It's pissed to me now, but that was my drink of choice back then. And dude, I almost threw the fucking beer at the television. But, that wouldn't have helped. So. But yeah, man, Zhang looks bigger. Joyce, he has a lot of things that he needs to get off his chest. I hope he lets it loose in the ring. Calzaghe versus Bivol. I don't think he beats Bivol. Bivol's just too technically sound, and he's too busy for someone like that. Because Calzaghe is a guy that wears you down by his constant pressure. He can't do that shit to someone that's giving him also constant pressure. See, when he fought Roy and when he fought Bernard Hopkins just couldn't keep up with him. So he couldn't output his output. He couldn't ditch out what Calzaghe was ditching out, even though with the knockdown, because to be fair, Roy Jones Jr., Bernard Hopkins did the same shit against Calzaghe. They showed him that they were stronger than him. They put his ass down. They dropped him in the first round. And then what happened, more than likely, they got disarmed and they realized that that was a big mistake. It was a big mistake because they thought, well, if I drop him in the first round, I can get him in the fifth. And then the fifth became the sixth. And then the sixth became the seventh and the eighth and the ninth and the 10th and the 11th and the 12th. And Calzaghe got better. Okay? Calzaghe caught his pound of flesh on the chin from these classic legends, got up and said, okay, it's time to go to work. And that's what he did. Meanwhile, they're in their mind, I'm going to knock him down again. Well, this guy's creating a lead since or past the first round. Rounds 2 win. Rounds 3 win. Rounds 4 win. Rounds 5 win. That's what he did to him. Roy Jones Jr. was just out of gas. All of his tricks didn't work anymore. Calzaghe started playing with him because he knew Roy couldn't keep up with the output. Oh, yeah, Hatman Strikes Back. Yeah, I heard he had a channel, and I think they shut it down or something like that, right? Because I didn't listen to him back then. Michael Spinks versus Turviev. I got Peterviev. Even though Michael Spinks is a good boxer, I got Peterviev. Because Peterviev is a better boxer than he is. Michael Spinks versus Better Beef. Who you got? Why Hatman? Why he stopped showing his face? I don't know. You guys tell each other. But Joe Joyce, though, he has a task on his hands. He's taking a chance. You have to respect Joe Joyce for taking a chance, people. And I will be live for that. And I hope it's a lit night of fighting. But I thank you guys for spending an hour with me today. I have new content and more content coming all the time. God bless you all. You guys be safe. I'm going to get out of here. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.